Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time actually on exam day. So if you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find it all there. If you can give me a like, that would be really super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more in store. And now we're going to continue with the 2014 Grade 5 past papers. We're going to make a start on paper B. So if you turn with me to page 10, we can have a look at question 1. Now I always recommend that you have a go of this on your own first of all. It doesn't matter if you go wrong, always work in pencil and then you can just rub it out and have another go. I always use a mechanical pencil, that way it stays nice and sharp, and make sure you've got an eraser to hand, and you'll also benefit from having a ruler. So have a go at this on your own and then re-access into the video and we'll have a look at these questions together. So question 1 asks us to refer to this little extract here, and then we're asked to note the changes of time signature and put the correct time signatures in the 3 places marked with a little star. And so we need to just decide first of all what unit we're going to be counting in. Is our bottom number going to be 4 for crotchet beats or quarter notes? Is it going to be 8 for eighth notes or quavers, or is it going to be 2 for minims or half notes? Now this first bar here, we can see we've got a group of 2 and then actually we've got a group of 3 here, 1, 2, 3. So we're in irregular time signature, so we're going to have to count that in quavers or eighth notes. So our bottom number is 8 and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quaver beats or 5 eighth notes there. So let's have a look at this next one. Now here, don't be put off by this triplet sign. This is 3 into the time of 2, and so that literally means 2 crotchet beats or 2 quarter notes in terms of the maths. So here we're in groups of 2, so we're counting in crotchet beats or quarter notes here. So we've got 1 crotchet beat, 1 quarter note there, we've got 1 there, and we've also got 1 there of course. So we need to decide now, are we going to be counting in crotchet beats, quarter notes, or are we going to be counting in minim beats, half notes? Well, you can see we've got a group of 3 and a group of 2. Again, we have an irregular time signature, so there are 5 beats in this bar, but in this case each beat is a crotchet or a quarter note, so it's 5/4. And so moving on to this section here, we can see we have a group of 4, but then here we have a group of 3 quaver beats or 3 eighth notes, because we've got 2 here and then 1 here. So we have a group of 3 and a group of 4 quaver beats or eighth notes, and so we're going to have to use 8 as our unit value. We're counting in quaver beats or eighth notes, because if we tried to count in crotchet beats we'd end up with a quaver left over because it's an irregular time signature, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 quaver beats, so 7/8 is the answer we're looking for there. Now then, the next question asks us to add the correct rest or rests, that's the important part there, to complete the last bar. So let's look at the last bar. So the last bar is 9/8. So 9/8 is compound time. We can see we're in groups of 3 here, and we need 3 groups of 3 to make 9/8. So alternatively you could think of that as 3 dotted crotchet beats, and we need to show that unit value in the way that we group our beats. With every new beat needs a new rest. And so our first job is to finish this group of 3 here. We've got 1 quaver beat here, and so we need 2 quaver beat rests. Now here it's just worth bearing in mind that we cannot have, if I just sketch here, we cannot have that. We have to instead have 2 separate quaver beat rests. Interestingly though, it would be possible to have that, and I think really the best way of explaining that is we can therefore easily see our dotted crotchet beat. So it's just worth bearing in mind that little confusing fact there. So here we have 1, 2, 3, so that's our second group completed, and now for our final group we can show that as a dotted crochet rest. So we can easily see our compound triple time 3 groups of 3, and so that would be the way to address that question there. Let's move on to question B. So we have another extract here to refer to, and let's see what we're asked to do here. So referring back to this extract, first job is to put in the missing bar lines. So when looking to add the bar lines, first of all we need to address the time signature. We should have 3 crochet beats per bar, 3 quarter note beats per bar. Now here we can see we've got lots of semi-quaver and demi-semi-quaver divisions going on, so at times we may even be counting in quavers or eighth notes. So here for example, a dotted semi-quaver and a demi-semi sort of works out. If you think the dot and the extra line cancel each other out, we can see that that's 2 semi-quaver beats or 1 quaver beat, and then here again we have 2 semi-quaver beats because 2 demi-semis make 1 semi-quaver, 1 semi-quaver, which gives us a quaver beat. So we can see we've got a quaver beat there, a quaver beat there, and so this whole unit beamed together gives us a crochet beat, and you can see visually that there's 1 crochet beat, there's 1 crochet beat, and so visually you can just tell here is another crochet beat, and we can see that 4 demi-semis is the same as 2 demi-semis in terms of maths, 2 semis in terms of maths, or 1 quaver. So we have 1 quaver beat here, 1 quaver beat here, which gives us a whole crochet beat. So we've had to just sort of really work out those divisions, but visually you can see 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats. So here is our first bar line. There we go. So this next bar looks pretty easy. We've got a dotted quaver semi-quaver, which is 3/4 of a beat plus a quarter, so there's 1 crochet beat or 1 quarter note, 2, 3, and so that just about fits nicely. Next bar, again we're going to be in smaller divisions just because we've got lots of demi-semis or 32nd notes. So here, just before we get to this point, we know that 2 demi-semis are the same as 1 semi in terms of maths, and we know that a dotted quaver semi-quaver gives us a whole beat. There's 3/4 of a beat and a quarter, so again visually we can see there's 1 beat, and so we can see here there's 2 beats, there's our second beat, there's our third beat, and so our bar line is going to be here. If you want to just check the maths of that, we know that 4 demi-semis or 4 32nd notes is the same as 2 semi-quavers or 1 quaver, so there's 1 quaver beat, and then here is another quaver beat like we saw here. And if you remember, it's an easy way to just think, well, that and that cancel each other out. 2 semi-quavers give us a quaver, and altogether that gives us a crochet or a quarter note beat, and again we have 3/4 and a quarter of a beat like here, so there's our third beat. And then this last bar here is incomplete because it says etc. here. We know we don't have to count this bar because it's not going to be complete, so that's our job done for that part of the question. And so now let's look at this next part. We've got to look at point A and point B and name the two ornaments. Well, this ornament here is called a turn, and visually it makes sense because it weaves around above and below the given harmony note. Starts with the note above, so that would be the B. The note itself, the A, the harmony note. The note below is the G, back to the harmony note, so it weaves around the given melody note. I say harmony note because that would be the note that fits with the harmonies that are implied in the piece. It's the main melody note. So here we have a mordant. To be more specific, it's an upper mordant, which does a rapid alteration up and then back down, and it just stays there once. It's not like a trill, it doesn't continue to alternate. It just does a rapid step up and back to the given note. If there was a line through the centre, then it would be a lower mordant that does a rapid alternation down. So this is an upper mordant. There we go. So that's that question completed. We'll look at the next question in the next video. I do hope this is helping you with your studies. I hope that it's of benefit to you. I also do hope that you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be really fab, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. Also, please do have a browse around my website. Go to sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.